Welcome everybody to another episode of the Freedom Cafe, a forum for comics. This is the quarantine edition, coming at you live from everybody's house, living room, and San Francisco.
And kitchen.
Yes, San Francisco / kitchen, where Freaky J is right now.
Yeah.
We got my man Ace Hawaii
Yeah.
over there, representing. And then we got, the richness, the RZA, a.k.a. Richie, online as well.
A.k.a. Reggie.
A.k.a. Reggie.
Oh, gosh.
All the AKAs. And today we're going to be talking about...
Guess who's back? Back on the block with these hoes. This big black drink Chris like it's H2O. You forgot about me, man? You forgot about me? Hold on. You forgot about me?
Wow.
We can't forget about you.
But please continue.
Okay. All right. And today we're going to be talking about a movie that we all recently watched, Superman Red Son. I'm going to go ahead and open up the forum for a discussion. Gentlemen, what do we think about Superman Red Son?
It's all right. I saw another amazing movie that shadowed it, and it hurts my heart. But to me, I like the dynamic between him and Wonder Woman. That's the only thing I really like about the movie. I like the dynamic and how it showed their progression, how they almost had a relationship, they became friends, more than friends. The next thing you know, you can see that when Clark let her down, you can see it in her fucking face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then it got to the point where she said, "Yo, we're done. And you can see, then Green Lantern said, "Women, right? Yeah, let's be for real." Clark fucked up. He was being controlled. I didn't like it too much because, come on, man, you're the Man of Steel. You have a super intelligence of 1,000. You can't see these motherfuckers are playing you.
Wow.
And it's like he's thinking Stalin is so great, and I did love the Russian Batman. I totally condone everything he did because it was Clark Father's parents died. You talking about everybody supposed to be caught in communism, Ray, and you didn't know about death camps? You don't have super hearing? Come on, man.
Yeah,
and you're really watching one country. You wasn't watching the world. You're watching one country. Anyway, go.
I just feel like just to make the point that they put the death camp, the Nazi or the communist death camps in lead so he couldn't see. But still, I agree. If you at least hear it, and then also like I like the movie, but watching it the second time, I saw like how could he let I want to know what happened between him and the girl that his friend at the beginning. Like what?
Svetlana.
Yeah.
Oh, Svetlana. Yeah.
That's like obviously like a tribute to Lana Lang.
That was like a major character, and they just said, "Oh, fuck it." I'm sorry. Go.
Yeah.
Richie, you were saying about Svetlana?
Oh yeah, I thought it's obviously a reference to Lana, right? Like his Smallville. It's the parallel, but it seemed like he was not curious what happened to her, from childhood to when she was in the gulag or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was. Overall, I thought it was entertaining, but I watched it with my wife last night, and she was. She's a very critical film watcher. And she's like pointing out all these plot holes to me, and I'm like, yeah, that does make sense. So for instance, I guess the biggest thing was how is it that the Russian Batman captured Wonder Woman, right? And he was able to succumb to him when he's not even a superhero, but when Soviet Superman punches her, she's able to just stop his his fist, but it's but how did you get trapped by the Batman? So stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I want to answer that question. He's Batman. All right, let's move on.
That's not enough.
I agree with you, Richie, and and I agree with your wife. Yeah, man, come on, dude. Wonder Woman don't got no kryptonite. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Brain seduced her, but they didn't even show anything about that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I thought that was interesting too. That Batman did catch her, but then also that when she broke free from the lasso, it's kind of like what's preserving her in time, because she like aged as soon as the
Right.
lasso broke. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
don't know. Maybe I need to go back and read some comics to figure out if the lasso of truth, is actually, I guess,
That
attached
shit
to.
didn't make sense.
Oh
What? What
That
did you
shit
say?
didn't make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Did anybody read the comic, the miniseries when it came out, The Red Sun? Because it's based off of a comic. So yeah, I didn't read it, but I went back and read about it and like the differences. And so I think, you know, it is a miniseries, a comic book miniseries, so you're able to tell a more prolonged story versus like a one shot, you know, 90-minute movie. And so one of the differences I think is that it's very black and white in this movie, in terms of like painting Lex Luthor as, I mean, we associate it with him being a bad guy, but apparently in the comics, after the like superior Superman or superior man dies, he like Lex Luthor murders all the scientists or something like that. You know,
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, so it kind of parallels like those in power to stay in power have to like, you know, make these choices that like involve killing people, right? And you don't get that in this animated movie.
Well, it's all about the me to the many outweigh the me to the one, you know, and that's it. That is a Star Trek reference, guys. Anyway, but if you don't know, that's when Spock died at the end of Star Trek 2, I think. Yeah. No, Star Trek 2 is the Wrath of Khan. Whatever. Anyway,
Yeah.
correct me.
It's probably the best Star Trek movie.
Yeah. Okay. No, Star Trek 1 was Spock. Oh, yeah. Star Trek 1, yes. Wrath of Khan was Star Trek 2. Anyway, yeah, I mean, the Superman they made, the U.S. Superman, was corny to me.
What about when he says America first? That's
Yeah.
like a very,
Yeah.
very clear, like topical reference, right?
Yep.
Yeah, you know, I mean, and it didn't really draw me into. Like I said before, I like more the dynamic between Bruce Wayne, Diana, and Bruce. I mean, Bruce Wayne, Diana, and fucking Superman. You know, then Lois Lane was married to Lex Luthor, and all the other shit, and he just at the end with his glasses on. Come on, dog, get a better disguise. I'm sorry, guys. Glasses. All right, but whatever. And he's just standing in the crowd and they just smiling at each other. I got a little agitated at that, but I'm sorry. It was a good movie, though. Don't get me wrong. The fight scene was amazing. I like how they did the Green Lantern Corps. That was pretty interesting, you know.
Dave, you were saying that you didn't like how they used the Green Lantern Corps?
Or I like how they re-engineered it. You had many rings from one. I like that. You know, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was a great fight as well. I did like that the Bizarro and Superman fight.
Yeah, I did
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Fight scenes amazing. I mean, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, DC does fight scenes. I mean, yeah, we're not worried about that. I'm just talking about, come on, man. There's not need too many plot holes in it, you know?
Yeah, like yeah, it was great though. Our first watch was great. Second watch, I noticed a lot of plot holes, and I was just like, it was the first time I watched it. I was like, I like this. This is the different take and everything, and you know, what if I could see this happening? And it made me want to read the mini series because, like, just like Richie said, they're able to prolong the story. So I want to, you know, I still want to find out more about it. You know, yeah.
Well, Dave, I don't. So you win.
I didn't know we were in a competition, but I'll take the win. Yeah.
But what are your thoughts, Hank?
I enjoyed it. First watch and second watch again last night. I didn't quite understand the when Brainiac came down and he shrunk part of Russia. They were saying it was like Stalin something. I'm guessing that's maybe like the metropolis of Russia or something like that.
Oh, Stalingrad, I guess.
Yeah, Stalingrad. Yeah.
Yeah, Stalingrad. And then when I guess at the end, when Lois has it and stuff like that, and then Superman, I guess, kind of regains his humanity back and stuff, because I guess he was supposed to be working on it, but really what he was working on was just trying to figure out how to control the world and stuff like that. So, which pretty much had under control except for the U.S.
Right.
Which Brainiac was trying to push him to do.
That ending though, where it's like, okay, there's a bomb and I gotta take it out of the city. That's used so much. That's used in Dark Knight Rising. That's
Yes.
used in is it the first Avengers movie, right? Where Tony Stark, he
Yeah,
takes
with
the
the
thing
nuclear
into
Oh
bomb.
yeah,
gravity.
yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it's just used so much where like the hero sacrifices themselves. But like, of course, we find out like they survived, right? It's like they
Yeah,
get you like,
Yeah.
oh man, Batman dies. He detonates the bomb over the water, and Iron Man dies because he goes into space.
yeah,
I would like a movie where the world's not in danger. You know what I'm
yeah. That's true.
saying? Yeah,
But
I always have to be those type of states. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I mean, whatever.
I mean, he's got to have an extinction level event. It's
that's,
Yeah.
Superman.
Say that one more time.
Shut up.
I just think like
I want you to hear yourself say that. I want you to reread. I want you to record this, and I want you to say extinction level event again, please.
Yes.
I do think one of the things that the movie does well is to make what is normal. Like, I don't think Superman himself is like a very interesting character because he's so strong. You know what I mean? Same thing with like Captain Marvel, for instance. And I thought it made him like a sympathetic character because he's trying to do the right thing, but it's like, can you have this perfect society, but then it's like autocratic, versus like letting people just make their own decisions and it's going to be bad, but at least there's that agency. So I think that it has like some surface level philosophical questions that I think are interesting, and at least it goes there versus just like just pure all out action. So I thought that was good in that regard to make Superman, because I don't think Superman is a super interesting character because he's other than Kryptonite, he's not a very I don't think he's very
I agree too.
I agree. I agree.
I'm glad that they had him deal with these these complex ethical and moral questions regarding society. I like that. I like that a lot. Also, a side note, it's because I think because of that thing, that's the dark. What is it? The Dark Apocalypse. The new movie. I think that's why it made me so damn like mad, because that was done so.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that because we're going to talk about it in the next episode. I was just like, oh, man.
Yeah. No, I agree with Riz. I really like the conversation that he had with Lois after the satellite had crashed in Metropolis.
Which he gave
talking about what they believe in and stuff like that. And he's like, Russia is doing this, and that. And he's like, well, America, the American dream is different from the American reality. And stuff.
That was real though. That actually, you're right. That was real as shit. I mean, you're right. America's not fucking perfect. You know what I'm saying? We deal with racial inequalities and all this other stuff, and they still try to put the face on there. Yeah, we're perfect. We're Americans. You know what I'm saying? But we have internal strife that half the fucking countries around the world, they just don't realize that shit.
Yeah. So I thought that was So I agree with Riz. Like, Superman is not an interesting character, but they humanize him as much as they can, and I think they did a good job of that in Red Son.
Yep.
I'm tired of the Boy Scout character. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing he portrays. They call him a Boy Scout. I mean, let's be for real. You're a fucking alien. You were raised on a small farm. So I mean, get out of here. You lost 3-4 times. You took over the world with Apocalypse one time. They killed Lois Lane. You fucking came to Black Superman. Started called martial law. Then, you know what I'm saying? Make up your fucking mind. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't kill anybody. But let's let the guy live and let him kill 100 more people. Yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? That's what I hate about Batman. Just kill the fucking Joker. You wouldn't have lost Jason Todd. You wouldn't have lost like 3 million people who he killed.
Barbara Gordon.
Barbara Gordon. You wouldn't have lost, what is it? What is it? Batgirl wouldn't have got raped and came Oracle. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't got her back broken. You know what I'm saying? There's so much. I understand people's moralities and what they believe in. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, it's just weird. You know what I'm saying? You're saying that one person's life is worth more than 3 billion, like 3 million people's lives. So 5 people's lives for people you truly care about. You know what I'm saying? Get out of here.
That's a utilitarian argument, though, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
and and that's what I guess, again, society dictates us act a certain way, But let's be for real. We all have those urges, where we just want to say fuck it sometimes, Because, let's be for real. What does society teach us? that let's see, that a certain group is better than others. They put other groups against each other. You know, I mean, and that does pertain to Batman versus Red Sun, because the same thing was happening there. Stalin took the poor and what's the name, put them in gulag camps to work them, you know, enslaved people who just wanted to live, just because they were different. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, now this is why I like DC movies, because it actually brings up these type of conversations that we need to fucking have. You know, to me, Marvel doesn't do that, except what X-Men does. But whatever. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? It brings up these conversations that we need to talk about. Because I mean, at the end of the day, is society actually correct when you go against? You have your own moral code, but if it goes against society, isn't that illegal? You know what I'm saying? When I say I'm not illegal, it's not wrong. If society dictates you to act a certain way, which we all have to conform to that way because people think we're weird, and the people who don't, they get shunned by society. And what's that usually happen? At least to not be able to be having a good job, not be having to stay your moral compass, not to be, you know, not getting the woman you want, you know, because you're not conforming. Old man, I got you, ladies, and you know, it's just. You can't be you, you know what I'm saying? Because you have to look at what's around you and adapt to that, which is not wrong, but you know, I think we all lose a little piece of ourselves when we do that. Anyway, I'm sorry, I'm rambling now. Dave, what are your thoughts?
Shoot, I do agree with you, man. I think but I also think that we make a choice to adapt, and we got to keep learning and growing and becoming better. To deal with all these problems that we have around us. You know, you just gotta, it is what it is, and something that I can't change. I can only change myself, and hopefully be around good people that want to change and see what happens. And I think that pulls it out of, in the Red Sun, they did that because, you know, he became the change at the end. He ultimately had to realize that he couldn't control a whole country. He couldn't control, you know, dictate be a dictator. He had to let them be themselves, because, you know, at the end of the day, that's what you gotta let them be themselves and have their, you know, can't have one person controlling everything, or else you're gonna, you know, it's gonna be terrible. It's, you know.
Yeah, cool.
Indeed. I guess one last thing before we bring the conversation to a close. One thing that bothered me was, and it still bothers me even now, is when Lex was introducing Superior Man, and when they were doing the demo, they had the soldiers on each side.
Oh yeah,
Superior Man, and nobody hit anybody.
I know,
like,
crossfire, right?
Yeah, no crossfire. Everybody has perfect aim and hits Superior Man, and nobody hits the other person. It's like, wait, what? What is this?
And no ricocheting.
No ricocheting, nothing. Nobody else gets hit.
Right. Yeah. That is pretty funny.
That was hilarious. You know.
I gotta say G.I. Joe.
Yeah,
I even think they had the perfect voice actor for Superior Man. You know what I'm saying? Just spouting out. You know what did he say? I'm gonna kick your keister all over Russia or something. Something to that effect.
The reason I said G.I. Joe, Dave, was no ricochets, no bullets, nobody dies.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep, that's G.I. Joe.
And, you know, they had, and G.I. Joe did have America First too, so if you actually look at it. But yeah, dudes, I mean, like I said, to me, it was not a whole, but like I said, again, DC does do movies right. Would I go see it? Yes. Would I pay for it? Yes. You know, because the animation movies are amazing. And like I said, it sparks certain conversations and make you think about certain things, you know? So, yeah, that's it.
And the voice acting always.
Oh, it's always on. Always on. Yeah.
If I was DC, I would. Every animated movie has been better than their live action movie to me. So they should just stick to making these live. I mean, that movie was an hour and a half. They could go ahead and add another half an hour onto it and make it a full length feature film and just put it out there. Just as long as it's good, it's a good story. People will always keep coming back to it.
Right.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you, Dave. I mean, cut you off, bro. I'm just saying,
No, hey, it's all right. And then, did y'all hear about the new news with the Snyder Cut being released on HBO Max next year?
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Yeah.
Oh wow! I hope it's gonna be great. I just, you know. That's
They
all
said
I'm
that Darkseid is going to be in is in the Snyder cut.
Hey, Cash, you got something? What
Mhm.
was it? Got now. It was something. What I was gonna ask you? Okay, come back to it. Oh yeah. No, like and guys, it's funny you say Darkseid because like again, the Harley Quinn show is fucking amazing, and she actually comes when the soldier Darkseid. Just because.
Spoiler alert: we haven't.
Spoiler alert! Just because she kissed Poison Ivy and she got confused.
Okay, all right, stop. Just stop. I'm
Yeah.
gonna go ahead and mute you, sir.
No, seriously, it was amazing how she raised the parody.
Oh yeah, seriously, I'm gonna just like mute you right now. So James is muted.
At least he's not talking about.
I,
At least he's not talking about Dark Apocalypse, so I'm cool with that.
Yeah, we're talking about that next week.
Yeah.
Let's close out this segment. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Dave or Hank. Yeah.
No doubt. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of Freedom Cafe. Like I said, like I always say, if you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. There's our link to our YouTube channel down below. And as you can see, all of our information is there. You know, hit us up on social. Let us know what you think. And if you'd like to become a guest, just, DM any of us directly. And, also DM James out there in San Francisco holding it down right now. So what? I can't hear you. You got to speak louder. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am Frobo Cop, Ace Hawaii, Riz, a.k.a. Richie, a.k.a. Reggie, a.k.a. the RZA, and, Freaky J over there holding it down. We hear you. Send an SOS. We're coming to get you. All right, guys, we out. Peace.